Alrighty. There we go. With all new sorts of goodness and the ability to actually see my ugly mug and the green screen dungeon behind me, we are ready for Monster Mash for Week 2. Just a few joined us so far. That's just fine. Nobody needs to be here live for this. It has been a painful week. Yeah, nice background, right? I figured there was all kinds of good jokes going around about me streaming from the dungeon, so I figured I would make it true for you. We make the monsters down here, and we find out who wins in the Monster Masher. You see, I don't know what team you're on. So this week we have quite a bit of variation in the amounts blended. Pretty big variation. All right, let's see here. Now this is the fake dungeon. The other dungeon is real. Okay, so let's go through the list here. I'll pull up my list and I'll start sharing. Just in case you were wondering, the spreadsheet for this week is already posted in the Discord, so you can see the total amount of wax that we have available this week. It is less than last week, but it's kind of understandable as this weekend was pretty painful for crypto overall. I appreciate you guys sticking with us through some tough times. So I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot of werewolves this time. So let's go through that. Let's run off the list here. The House of the Chosen, one of our unaffiliated houses, with the many armed. There are 4 of those monsters that were blended this week. The other unaffiliated house is the House of the Green, which had the Hollowed Knight of Split Faces. So hopefully that one's got the least, with only 3 made. So, you know, anybody who made one of those is really hoping for good things. There's 4 of the many armed, 3 of these Hollowed Knights. Most monsters made House of the Mikoverse, or the Red House. There are 11 of the remodeled werewolves made this week. Strength in numbers, but remember that doesn't affect the random outcome. The outcome is totally random. The second most is the House of the Savage, the Yellow House, hosted by Savage Santy this week. With the Stitch Nurse of the Undying, there are 7 of those. And then tied in third, fourth with the Many Armed, the House of the Madman, the Blue House, with the awesome-looking white-furred Draconix. There are 4 of those as well. How'd you guys feel about the alternate art monsters this week? I went ahead and just switched all 5 of the monsters to their alt art version. Some of them more noticeable than others. The Many Armed kind of changed the hue of the tentacles. The Hollowed Knight went from kind of a dark blue gray to a white armor, which I think looks pretty sweet. The Werewolf's Fur went from kind of a darker blue to a kind of a brown fur. I thought that was sort of interesting. The Stitch Nurse is the least noticeable. Her outfit, the hue of her outfit changes a little bit, but it's not nearly as noticeable. And then, of course, the Draconix has a totally different color scheme, which I think is pretty stinking cool. Pretty stinking cool. Well, anyway, we'll mix it up, and next week we will also try and include our newest monster, our headless horseman. We'll have to give him a different name than that. It's a little bland, but should be really interesting to add a different monster in. We'll have a different recipe for blending him, and as you might expect, it will not include a head. Big surprise. It probably will include extra legs, given that he is kind of a centaur, headless centaur guy with a pretty sweet axe. If you want to see the preview for that guy, there is a picture available in announcements in Discord. Alrighty, so let's get to what everybody is excited to get to. Let's see here. I gotta move some stuff around so that we can share the screen. All right, so let's change this up. Share screen. Okay, screen number 2. There we are. We'll stick me in the corner there, and then we gotta get rid of the banners because they are messing us up here. There we go. And now we can see. Looky here. This is kind of all right. Okay, so we see here again houses. I stuck with the names. It's kind of the filter system needs the names to stay. We can change those when we have official sponsors. We just have temporary sponsors right now. We hope for the best for each of them. But you can see here our total pool at blending close, 65.66 wax up for grabs this week. So the first place pool is 39.39.6. The second place pool is going to be 19.69.8. And the third place pool, 6.56.6. Pretty awesome. The number of monsters, obviously, there is just a placeholder, especially given that I don't think even a single team had 5. We've got 11, 7, 2 4s, and a 3. So obviously 5 is not a actual reasonable outcome. So let us see what we've got here. So you can see here, we got the same thing here. We've got, if you go here, you can see down at the bottom there, count 10. Okay, so we've got 10 of everything, 10 of those. So if we go down here, highlight the whole sucker, count 50. All right, just so everybody can see that we are running a fair show here. We will bring in the grubfish. It was suggested that we might do marble races some of the time, and we definitely, I think that we could probably do that. I also, I was considering, somebody considered it. It sounded kind of fun. There is a Steam game. It's a Worms game. If you guys remember those Worms games where they're little worm characters and they shoot like rocket launchers at each other and crazy ridiculous stuff, you can actually make a 6-player free-for-all with yourself as the 6th, and you can just delete yourself right at the beginning, and then the 5 remaining worms will duke it out in a crazy ridiculous battle, and we could use that as our random battle for the 5 houses. That would be pretty ridiculous and hilarious. It might take a little bit longer, but it might be pretty fun. So anybody who's got feedback for different ways that we can do a very fair randomization, Savage Santee had another idea with some little like races that were kind of interesting. So we'll mix it up this week, being kind of a shorter week with smaller pool. We're just going to stick with Crittercraft. So we are going to paste this in. You can see we've got our 10 chosen, 10 green, 10 yellow, 10 blue, and 10 red. And of course, the red house is Miko versus house. Blue house is for Overseas Madman. Yellow house, Savage Santy's house. And then green and chosen are unaffiliated. Remember, if any of these 3 top sponsored houses do win first place, there is a special bonus for the sponsor. So hopefully we can see how that goes. It'd be pretty sweet. I'm hoping for good things for them. Alrighty, so let's see how we go. Good luck to everyone. Grubfish Royale. All right, all 50 alive, and boom! Oh man, what is that? 12 killed on the first blade. Awesome. And another 5. Top 24 will score. As a reminder, kind of an inverted, an explosion and a blade brings us down to 22. So we're scoring now. If you were able to kind of keep an eye, oh wow, that blade just defended a bomb. It's pretty cool. If you can we're down to 18 here. I see quite a few yellow, but we just lost a couple of them. There went another. I only see 2 yellows left. Let's try and count out a couple of reds. There's at least 3 reds. Oh, bomb just took out one of them. No, all 3 of the reds are still here. Oh, red's looking pretty good right now. There's 2 reds here in the top 6. Oh, we just lost 1. Now we're down to 2. Blue down. Red house, first place. First place goes to red house. And I think they got first place last week too, and it didn't help them. So I don't know. Alrighty, here we are with the results. Here. Red house, first place and 5th place. That's pretty good. And 9th place. Ooh, that's pretty solid. I see a lot of yellow. Yellow. Yeah. Oh, good Lord. That is a lot of yellow. Yellow had second most monsters at 7. That looks pretty decent. They're not as high ranked as Red House, but there's a lot of them. Let's take a glance at blue. House of the Madman, Overseas Madman's house. 2nd place, 7th place, 12th place, 17th and 20th. Decent, but I don't know if it's going to hold up against red and yellow here. Green, I think it was green that won last week, if I'm remembering right. No, I think it was blue, actually. But looking at green here, we've got green in 4th, green in 8th. Ooh, we got to jump down a ways. 19th. There's only 3 greens in the top 24. That's probably not good news. House of the Chosen, not looking good either. 10th place, House of the Chosen, 13th and 15th. And then you got to jump down to 21st. I think that Green and Chosen, those were the 2 unaffiliated houses. They're likely our 2 last place houses. So it looks pretty good for our sponsored houses. How is it going to turn out? I don't know. Let's find out. Copy 24 winners. Copy to the clipboard. We will get rid of our grubfish here. Bye-bye, grubfish. And keep it on the other screen just in case we need it. And here we go. We will paste our winners right here. And there we have it, folks. This week, it was pretty close. Last place, Chosen House. I got to admit, I think Chosen House was last place last week too. That's pretty painful. Sorry, Chosen House. Greenhouse, second to last, 4th place. Not looking super great for Green and Chosen. Sorry, guys. Brains this week for you. 3rd place, Red House, House of the Mikoverse. Looks like points for them. We've got Blue House in 2nd place. That is House of the Madman. not too many monsters that were blended in that house, so that could be pretty interesting. But first place, we have House of the Savage. The Stitched Nurses go all the way this week. All the way. Second and third place was a tight race, but first place blew everyone away. Yellow House with a huge, huge commanding lead. And that's pretty awesome. So let's adjust the number of monsters so we can see an accurate reflection of what is going to be blendable for each monster. There's 7 monsters in the House of the Yellow. I will confirm that really fast. Yes, there were 7 monsters. All right, so 7 monsters. Going to be 562.8 wax apiece. For the House of the Blue in second place. House of the Madman, blue team. There were 4 of those. So they actually are very close to the payout from first place just due to the fact that the amount of monsters is so few. 492.45 each. And then the number of monsters in the House of the Mikoverse, the red team, they had the most monsters. So that split's going to be a little bit tough. All right, the split, there we go, 11 monsters. The split for those, 59.69 each. These blends will be available through Nefty a little later today. I will make sure to post in Discord when they are all available. Congratulations to everyone. Congratulations to House of the Savage. Yellow team, you are the winner this week. Savage Santy, I will get with you for your winnings as well. Awesome little bonus for our sponsors when they win first place only. So that's pretty awesome. We will make sure that we get that sent out today as well. That'll just be a direct send. I'm sure that you can celebrate with him over that. He'll probably be talking about it tomorrow or whenever he's got the time. But just a reminder, we did have an issue with this last week, so I wanted to bring it up. For second and third place, when you blend your werewolf or your, I believe it's the Draconix in second place for blue. So when you blend those guys, you're going to get a burn card, a burn NFT, and all you need to do with that NFT is get it from the blend and then burn it in your inventory. That can be done in Atomic Hub or Nifty Blocks. Doesn't really matter. Just get that NFT and burn it, and it will release the wax that it holds into your wallet. Simple as that. However, that's not the case with first place. With first place, it's actually a pack that is given to you. That pack contains 2 NFTs. One of those NFTs is exactly like second and third place, where it is a backed NFT with a certain amount of wax. All you need to do is burn it, and you will get it. That NFT says right on it. It has a big picture. It says, "Burn me for wax." Okay, so if you see the thing that says "Burn me for wax," you're good to go. But if you are in first place, make sure you don't burn that pack, because there's nothing I can do to get you your winnings if you burn that pack. We did have one person accidentally burn the pack. I apologize, but there's no way for me to fix that. That is kind of a limitation of the blockchain itself. If you burn it, I can't get the contents out of it. It's gone. And I can't retrieve them. There's nothing I can do. So make sure you open that pack, and it is a pre-minted pack, so it must be opened on Nefty Blocks. So the burns can be done from anywhere, but the pack for first place only, House of the Yellow. If you were in House of the Savage, House of the Yellow, this week you need to make sure you open that pack. And then inside you have that burn card, and you will also have a trophy card. The trophy card has no particular purpose other than just a commemoration of your first place win. So that is just a really cool little token for you to have. And hopefully you guys appreciate that. If it's something that everybody kind of overwhelmingly decides, hey, we don't care about the trophy card, I can just change it to be a burn card directly, and we can forget about the pack. but that's going to be up to you guys. So if it becomes a problem pretty frequently, we can revisit that. Alrighty, so I will get working on these blends here in just a little bit. Before I do, let's do a couple of things here. Let's turn that back on, switch back to this, and stop sharing. This results page that I'm no longer showing is available in Discord, so you can check it anytime, and you can see that. All right, perfect. Now, I just wanted to double check any questions, comments, feedback, or even just general commiserations. How did your crypto do this week? Was it a rough week for you, or did you have your investments all in the right places and you didn't even feel it? If you sold out to USDT a week ago, then you're probably feeling really great. If you sold out to UST with Luna, probably not feeling super good. I personally didn't have any Luna or UST. I didn't really even know much about Luna, but apparently pretty bad last couple of days for Luna. When I did a stream test earlier, I was wearing a green shirt. It was pretty hilarious. I had a floating head. It was awesome. A couple of people were suggesting that I not fix that problem. So maybe next week we'll see about going with the floating head look. It might be pretty silly, pretty thematic. It wasn't a totally solid green shirt, but it's probably something that I can fix. Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Depending on how it goes this week, I may just stream some fun games tonight. We also, if you're interested in Castles, if you know me from Castles, Robert and Night Sky are streaming over there, so hopefully you guys can jump over and enjoy their stream if you're done here. Congratulations to the House of the Savage Yellow Team. You are first place this week. I will get all of these blends going. Remember, even if you are in 4th or 5th place with the House of the Chosen or Green, you can still get a brain that you can use next week. And hopefully that'll be pretty awesome. We will have another next week. We'll probably stick with the same limits as we had in place this week. I don't know if crypto is going to necessarily recover, but remember, our game plays in wax. So while wax is down, it's cheaper to play. So kind of a nice little side note for that. Cheaper to play next week because wax is down pretty low. Congratulations, all of you. Have a good week. Thank you.